Come in, have a look. So, coming in here. Hello and welcome back to another Jamie Does Wild Bikepacking video. Today's a little bit different one. I'm not going out on a trip. I'm going to run through some of the camping equipment I've got, going from a bivvy bag right up to a two-man tent. So you're ready to go out on your first wild camping trip or bikepacking for that matter. There's loads of different equipment you can use, ranging from tents down to bivvy bags. So I'm going to run through some of the fors and against for using all of them. Really nice little spot here, fairly secluded, means I can put all these tents up. Hopefully nobody's going to walk through and tell me to move on. So we're going to run through here. Before I put them all up, I'll show you basically the pack sizes. I'm going to put a description, the weights, pack size and the size when they're all put up in the description below. So we'll start off, we've got a Snugpack Special Forces bivvy bag. Moving on, we've got a Rab Ridge Raider hoop bivvy, and then we've got a DD Hamocks 3x3 tarp and paracord, Nordisk Svalbard 1 one-man tent, and we've got a MSR Tindheim 2 two-man tent. Right, let's put them up, we'll have a look at them. Okay, so first we've got the Snugpack Special Forces bivvy. I did just look at that, and that's how long it takes to deploy. It's got a central zip, put your mat and your sleeping bag inside, and pillow in the hood. Drawstring at the top, pull it around your face, leaving enough room to breathe out of. If you breathe too much in this, it is very waterproof, but that means it's not very breathable. So lots of breath inside, moisture. It does leave a lot of condensation inside. As you can see, it's very small, very narrow width of your pad, so you can put it anywhere as long as you've got a nice flat section in the grass. So next we've got the Rab Ridge Raider. It's a hoop bivvy, basically meaning it's very similar to the Snugpack, but it comes with a hoop, and I'll show you what that means. So it's one single hoop, goes together very easily, it's all elasticated, goes through the head end of the bivvy. And we'll just peg one end down, pull it out tight, and peg the other end. It's basically done. The Rab Ridge Raider is really easy to put up, like I've shown you. You can put it up with 4 pegs. It's got guys on the side. If it's windy, you can peg these down. I've never really used those. I've never had any conditions that it's been that bad that I needed to put them down. It's low to the ground, so you do miss that wind. Totally waterproof. I've had some really wet nights out in this. Now, the idea of the hoop is, whereas in a normal bivvy bag, everything's on top of you, there's nowhere to store kit, it's basically leave it outside. With a hoop bivvy, I'm 5'8", so I've got quite a lot of room in here. My head finishes probably about here, so the rest of this is good for boots, bags, all your kit. Obviously not a bike if you're bike packing. So at the head end, we've got a mosquito net which zips over, and then a waterproof flap goes in front. It's very rare I do this flap up completely. I normally leave a good 20cm gap at the top for ventilation. Most times I leave it completely open just with a mozzie net done up. Another good feature in these Rab Ridge Raiders, all the pull cords, they're all glow in the dark, so in the night you don't have to fumble around for it, these glow up nicely. So same with the Bivvi bag. Anywhere stealthy you want to keep low, not be seen. Anywhere tight, in between rocks, trees, features, it's good to bring a hoop bivvy. Something a little bit different now. I've got a DD Hamocks DD Tarp 3x3, so that's a 3 m by 3 m tarp, and some good old solid paracord there. Traditional camping normally means tents, but I do like to do some tarp camping. It's always good to take time and make sure you got the tarp facing the right way around for your guy ropes. Tip for you. So now with this paracord, I'm going to stretch this across a couple of trees. So put a ridge line across. It's quite a low one because I want to make a fairly lowish stealthy tarp. If you're going to get into tarping, you need to learn to make some Prizik knots. So I've got a Prizik knot here. It's basically looping the cord over and through a couple of times. There's loads of videos on YouTube how to do it. You put the end of the Prizik knot through your tarp and then put a stick in. And that holds it. You pull it along to tighten. We'll do it the same at the other end, and then if we pull this along, that'll pull nice and tight. And the same this end. Okay, so with the configuration I'm going for today, I'm making a short tarp, so I'm going to peg this down. Do the same on this side. I'm going 1, 2, 3 down both sides. There's a lot of excess tarp here now, but making this short tarp, what it means is I can tuck this under and then I've got a piece to sleep on instead of sleeping onto the grass. With that extra material under, now you've got a nice clean bit to sleep on and put all your gear under. It's fairly low, nicely out of the wind, fairly simple to pack and take with you. You have got the addition of the cord you need to take. The only thing against this setup is you do need trees to put your ridge line across. Okay, so we made a good start. We've started at the stealthy end, the really basic. That's probably as close to nature as you're going to get in that, sleeping out in the elements. For summer, but with a winter bag you can easily do that in winter if you're brave enough. Moving on to the Rab Ridge Raider, a little bit more luxury, and then onto a tarp. So now we're going to get into tents. We're going to have a look at the Nordisk Svalbard 1 pew tent. Okay, so this is all strapped up. It's got some nice carry handles on here. When I'm bike packing, I very often wear this as a rucksack, so I don't have to put anything into my my bike bags, although if I do, I generally strap the poles to my down tube and then split the inner and the outer through 2 separate bags in my bike packing bags. So as you can see, a bit more involved. We've got 2 poles this time, a front and a back. We'll put those in first, the longer pole at the front, the head end. Wind's getting up now. Put the tarp the other way round. So, same as all the tents, poles slip through the loops. When you spend a bit more money on tents, you do find everything just goes together easier. Poles go through nicely. They slip into the eyelets on each side. You can see already we've got a bit more height in this one. You can sit up in this tent. Right, so poles are in, we've got to get a peg down now before it blows away completely. Just zip the door up to hold the shape. When you put these back 2 in, actually back 1, pull it out nice and tight. And then you can see the shape of the tent. From here, then you can put the waterproof cover over. Sometimes in summer I use it just without the waterproof cover on, just a little bit more airy. Find the right end. All the way around, nice and simply. And then the front pegs out. So that's the tent up. I'll just give you a little look round. So it's all clipped around, and you can pull tension with these cords. I'm not using these strings today, just to show you how it goes up. I've got a cord down the front here. That basically puts tension on the roof, but it's also for ventilation, holds that open, and same again on the rear. So we're going to have a look inside. You can peg this front bit open. There's a little vestibule in there, which is quite nice. You can sit in the doorway and cook in this little bit. It's not a massive vestibule, but you can put your bag down here, shoes and anything you don't want in the tent with you. So same as the Ridge Raider, although it's the opposite way round with this one. We've got a mozzie net on the outside, and then another, I suppose it would be for warmth, another zip for the inner piece. Looking inside, very roomy in this one. You've got hooks to hang lights on, pockets either side for all your gear, and then I like to put all my stuff inside at the head end as well, so everything's inside. Oh, I just found the hat I've lost for the last few camps. That's good. The Svalbard is solid. I've used it through summer, winter, rain, high winds, everything. No issues with it, no rips, tears. I suppose that'll happen on my next camp now, but it's totally solid. Really recommend this. It's not the lightest tent, but it's my go-to for tent camping. that leaves one tent to put up, which is the MSR Tindheim 2, which is a 2-man tent. I'll get this put up and then I'll give you a little look round. Right, onto this big bad boy. So, more luxury means more time putting it up. This one comes with a footprint. Basically put a footprint down to protect your tent. You don't get rocks or stones damaging the bottom of your tent. Comes with excessive amount of pegs. I don't particularly like them because they're very sharp edged, so I may use some different pegs for these. So we'll peg out the footprint first. The grass is rather long here, but you can see the size of this one already. I'm going to push that grass down, flatten that out a little bit, and then I'll see about putting the main tent on the top of it. I've got an outer which is attached to the inner in this tent, which is very nice. So it's another poles in job, but it does go up in one piece, which if it was raining, it's quite nice to do it fairly fast. Two poles again for this tent. They're the same size, so there's no mixing them up. Go together nicely, and they've got a very slight curve in them, which helps adding them to the hoops. Very hot today. Basically following the line of the footprint, so I can hook that over the original peg, and same on this corner. So already you can see, pulling those out to the corners, are starting to take the shape of the tent. Good spot here, haven't seen anybody. Nobody's walking past. It's a bit of a way from any sort of dog walking car parks here, because it looks like a bit of a festival site going on at the minute. Tent's up, just give you a little look around. It is a 2-man tent. It is fairly sizable, but God, what's that on there? Is that a giant cricket or something? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, it is a big tent for camping, but it's going to be a bit of a winter go-to tent. There's plenty of spots in the woods you can use this. It's not very stealthy. Nice colour though for the woods. So if we open this up, got a really big, I don't know whether you can see that, it's got a really big vestibule there, and this footprint can pull back, so you can cook straight onto the floor, save burning the footprint. But you can sit up in here. I'll show you, just to show you what it looks like somebody sitting up. Hello, me again. You can sit right in here. Just tie that back. Come in, have a look. So, coming in here, it's a proper 2-man tent. Now, the grass is holding all this up, but normally that would be nice and flat. Nice little features. We've got pockets every corner, so there's loads of places to put your things. There's places to hang all your bits and pieces. You can open the ventilation at the back there because that is very hot on a day like today. You could actually put this up without this inner in and just have the outer. one more feature, we've got this strap at the top here. It's a good idea. You can put tension on that. It's not actually to hang your clothes up. There's a washing line, but it just holds the inner nicely above your head so it doesn't sag down. But it's a generous 2-person tent. There's loads of room in here. I'm going to start rounding up the video here. I'm going to do a little recap on all the variations. So we've got a Snugpack Bivvi bag, super stealth, lightweight, super packable, but you've really got to be prepared to be out in the elements. Moving on to the Rab Ridge Raider, hoop Bivvi, bit more comfort in there if you don't want it too claustrophobic. It's got a nice size above your head. More crickets there. The shadow from the GoPro, it's not very professional. So moving on, move on to the tarp configuration. If you get into tarps, there's loads of different, could have put that the other way around with the wind really. There's loads of different variations you can make on tarps. They're super versatile, from something basic basically up to a tent. Then we've got the Nordisk Svalbard 1 pew. This is a little one-man tent. Enough room to sit up and get changed if you need to before going out into the cold, but that is a nice little tent. And then moving on to a little bit of luxury. Basically got this for winter. The MSR Tindheim 2-man tent with a really nice vestibule in there. So looking forward to using this through the winter. Hoping if you're thinking about going out for a bit of wild camping, it's getting a bit late in the summer in the UK, but you can do it all winter, you can do it anytime you want. If you look back through some of my videos, you'll see we're out in all weathers. I'm going to get this stuff packed up and hope you've enjoyed watching it. Right, get out there, get camping.